we are live. Hello and welcome to Cyberpunk is Dead, our actual play stream of Cyberpunk is Dead. Again, we should come up with a name for this campaign, but well, maybe at some point. I will be your corporate today. I'm Petri. I'm also the designer of the game, and yeah, I hope you all will have a great time with us. And let's go in the order of numbers. So, Bravo 3, who are you in like real life?
I'm Andreas. I'm a RPG enthusiast and VR enthusiast, as you can see from the eyes. And yeah, best of both worlds.
Hey, Requiem, are you?
Hi. Hi, I'm Annina Kaski. I'm an actor and writer and also a TTRPG player. As well as being on this show, I'm also Saga on Bardic Quest, our D&D 5e actual play on YouTube. So check that out as well.
Nice. And Nova.
Hi, my name's Christopher Strand-Smith. I write RPG material or TTRPG material for a company called Iron Spine Press.
Great. And as said, we are playing Cyberpunk is Dead today, and our heroes just ended a mission on the last game session, so today we will be focusing on downtime. And we'll catch up with our heroes when they're still together at the corporate headquarters of Murha Corporation, one of the two big corporations of Dawn City. Line in the world. And Murha Corporation's headquarters are located on the sort of uptown side of the line. They are tall buildings climbing over the wall, sort of towering over everything at the end of the line. And you have been eating a snack at the one of these numerous meeting rooms waiting for your boss to come in and check up on you, and have decided to call it and just head home. As you are leaving the offices, someone you've never met before but clearly works here, wearing the Murha Corporation indoor attire, very sleek, very nondescript suit, comes to you. They're a bit short, hard to say what age they are. They have this metallic sheen to how they present themselves, and they walk to you. Bravo 3, Requiem 13, and Nova 20, and he or she points at wrong people, but the names are sort of correct, but the faces don't match the names, so pointing at Bravo and asking about Requiem 13. I was told to notify you of change in your non-disclosure agreement from the previous mission you were on. There were some material that was a bit more classified than your security levels would allow. So I would like you to sign these, please. And they send you long legalese to browse through. Does anyone actually read what it says?
No.
I would imagine I just go through it like a phone, like an app, TOS.
Yeah.
It's whenever you do a software
through
update, you just go terms and conditions. Yeah, click.
Yeah. As you accept, there is a notification from your wire that Murha Corporation now has access to your wire. So
okay.
And If this prompts you to read further, there's like details available. Does anyone check? Yep.
Yeah.
We'll check.
Yeah, basically they have been granted access to uncertain keywords to tap into your conversations and record them. So basically they're eavesdropping if you start talking about certain things. The actual
What
words
Does it
are
spell
not
out the
keywords?
mentioned.
list?
There is not a
Oh,
list of words that are monitored.
oh, so assume
Mhm,
everything
mhm.
might be listened to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
yeah. This is just a safety precaution, and of course, we won't record any personal conversations that might be monitored. However, I would like to remind you that the NDA that you just signed clearly states that any violation of this NDA will result in well, let's just say I would not break the NDA. And they smile and walk away. Bravo 3, you can see that as they walk away from a reflection, you catch that they have this smug smile on their face, like they've just succeeded in doing something great. But they're walking away like very very composed from the rest of your viewpoints.
Yeah, I might have. I guess I read it on my way home.
Yeah, classic.
Properly.
Sign it and then read it.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's one of those cases that you probably wouldn't have had an option to decline, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's still a bit unnerving to know that someone can, well, do like inner monologues to your wire constitute as discussions, because the wire is sort of something that happens non-verbally, so it's hard to say. Anyway, you head down. Well, some of you have a longer way home than others. For Requiem, it's actually just an elevator ride down. Your
Mhm.
home is in the lower levels of the Murha Corporation area, so
Yep.
this is very short trip home. But for the others, it's elevators down, then walk to the center of Dawn City's park area and down into the public transportation system and to your own individual tubes that transport you to your area of the long, long line across the landscape. It's getting dark. It's actually quite dark already. And you don't notice it in the offices. Everything has this white fluorescent ambience, so it's always a bit too bright to be natural, but like still it's very hard to say if it's day or night, because the volume of the light is the same all the time. But as you get the two of you get out of the building, it's clear that it's night time already. The tubes aren't as crammed as they are during normal office hours ending. It's you can actually find a seat in your individual tubes. Nova, your trip is a bit shorter. You walk out of the tube into a. It's actually quite cozy, the station here. There is certain homeliness to it. red brick covers the walls, and as you exit, the yellow of the area where you live sort of just like brings a warmth. Did you change Nova before you headed out, or are you wearing the corpo look?
I would assume I've probably got some kind of like a trench coat or something that kind of covers the corpo suit or the corpo gear.
Yeah. You walk, and there's a few sort of younger crowd, maybe a group of 5 playing basketball at an alley on your way home, and one of them who is not playing, the four of them are playing and one of them is watching. The one who is watching sort of keeps an eye on you. There's this sizing you up. It's dark. You're in a bit remote area, and he's sizing you up. What sort of an what do you want to do?
Does it seem like it's just typical sort of young, sort of maybe
Yeah,
overt masculine energy, something like that?
yeah. Well, they're playing basketball, so there's like that athletic energy going on, and
Okay.
probably like bit bravado, at least judging from the sounds they're making.
All right. I would just probably sort of give them a friendly nod, and if they say anything, I'd compliment them on their game.
Yeah, just a nod back, and like, yeah. Can you describe what Nova looks like, because it sort of pertains to the
Right.
situation?
Yeah. Nova's dressed in a sort of a trench coat that covers his work clothes. At the moment, he used to have sort of a dark, closely cropped hair, but now he's grown a bit of a fringe, or a bit of a sort of a fringe that he has dyed sort of silvery gray, and he's got these little round sunglasses on, even though they're probably not really necessary for the time of day, but he likes to keep it sort of low key.
Yep. You walk home, and even before you open the door, you can hear that Jonesy starts moving inside. There's sort of a thud when Jonesy jumps on the floor. There is actual like physical letter waiting for you. Those are rare, but they do happen. It's been slid under your door, and yeah.
I tear it open. This must be special.
Yeah, it has your name on it, and you open it, and there's your key card back from Sevash.
Oh, I kind of like pause for a minute, sigh, and I check if there's any note, anything else in the envelope.
No, it's just the key card.
Oh, okay. I check my phone for any messages.
A couple of spams, and very like almost genuine sounding collaboration offer for a stream.
Ooh, I kind of like put a pin in that, just trying to see if anything from some kind of any explanation, any kind of sorry, dear John, whatever.
No, nothing. Yeah, you walk
Okay.
in. Jonesy demands food.
Yeah, I
all the
kind of like
orange like furriness they can muster.
Yeah, kind of on autopilot. With my other hand, I just kind of like feed the cat while I'm just
Yeah.
going through these messages.
Press the button, get some like food to the floor, and the cat proceeds to eat it and ignore you afterwards.
It's good old Jonesy. I go back to the collaboration request, kind of like compartmentalizing Sebastian for now.
Yeah. We haven't really spoken about your streaming hobby. So, what would be sort of an ideal collaboration request for you? Who or what sort of a person would you like to do a stream with? Like someone very like popular who doesn't have anything to do with what you do, or someone in your field who might not have that much of an like where would you want to go?
I would probably imagine, since I have a stream about literature and writing, I would imagine that maybe like a really prominent, funny kind of pop culture lit critic, or someone who's more of sort of a personality than maybe like hard theoretical literature criticism, but someone who's like very flashy.
Yeah, flashy and sort of literally aligned still. So maybe not one that is super popular, but like still somewhat popular. There is this streamer called the Blue Letter, who you've actually reached out to before, and this is either their agent or themselves. You're not sure if they have an agent, but it's written in a way that someone is representing this Blue Letter, but you're not quite sure if it's just him or her. You're not actually quite sure. They use an avatar while streaming.
Right.
So they are suggesting sort of a conversation over wine type of a stream, where like you be a bit of a snob and trash on some poor slobs work. They are very popular,
Ooh.
but also they are quite mean, these sort of streams.
Okay. So it's sort of a manufactured rage over the smallest slights
Yeah.
in any kind of work of fiction. Okay. All right. So I would immediately just go through their metrics. First off, is there a dip? Are they desperate for collaborations, or where is this coming from? If it's going the other way, if it's going up, good for me.
Let's put a pin on that and go to Bravo, who has gotten their station, his station, and here it's quite quiet. Like up until the moment you rise from the, it's wrong to call it ruined, the station, but it's just sort of half finished. This is one of the midpoint stations where there is not really complete structure around everything. So it's, you can get in, you can get out, you can do the basics, but it's like rough around the edges. It's quiet until you walk out the station and you hear this bass like sound, bass drum, or like just bass notes coming from the direction of the crack, which is a local sort of party place. And you remember that there was actually like get together there today.
Oh damn, they are still going on.
Yeah, it's getting
He
late, and yeah.
he loosens up his corpo suit, throws up his the jacket as kind of wearing it as a cape, and loosening up his shirt a bit. So his tattoo is showing clearly, and moving about relaxed in the area. Like he's it's clearly from his clothes, his corpo, but from his swagger, from his style, it's clearly he's from around here as well.
Yeah. Um, as you get closer, the music starts to sort of seep through the bass notes, and it's quite nice. It's something that is actually being played there. It's not a recording. So some band is making music, which is fun and quite rare these days because well, you can get better music just by ordering it,
Mm-hmm.
but this is authentic at least. Um, all the kids have gone to bed. Well, maybe there's some a bit like a couple of older kids are still awake, but it's mostly the grown-ups and uh, like there's three places that have like congregations of people. There are those who are enjoying the music crowd. They are gathered around the band. Then there is the group that is drinking, and then there are people at the tables clearly discussing important business. They may also have some drinks.
He's heading for the drinks.
Yeah.
I needed after today.
There is like cans of drink there, some locally brewed, and then uh, well, what you can buy. No one's checking who's paying what, so just if you feel like it, you can leave a tip. There is an open terminal there, and if you want, you can leave a tip. Otherwise, just take a drink and enjoy it.
Always tipping the homies.
Yep. The night is getting cool, but it's been a long day, so the cold drink still feels good in your hand. There's maybe 10, 15 others here talking about whatever has happened during the day. Uh, talking about how they had a good day at work, how they had a bad day at work, how they feel like their life is going somewhere or is going nowhere. Uh, you are easily dragged into these conversations if you want,
Mm.
or you can take and steer it to a direction if you rather talk about something meaningful.
He goes right in. He with his beer, he just waves at everyone and hey, guess who got hit with the permission switcheroo? Yeah, that's me.
Like you can't.
I mean, it is what it is. But hey, there is always like when you gronk things, then you gronk things up. That's what it is.
Oh,
Linguistically speaking, it's always we keep it on the edge and
like
things
people
go
are
at it,
are
at it
are
is.
really upset, uh, because of course it's a like privacy. That's not, yeah. They're how oh, that's harsh. Did you
Yeah, I
have a good
mean it's
day? Otherwise,
I got paid. I did my job perfectly, which was yes, very good, very good, very glad. But you know, actually, I kind of blow off on one of my colleagues. Wasn't nice. I was just didn't feel great about exactly the outcomes. But yeah, also I was kind of assuming this was already over. But hey, I'm glad you guys still here.
Well,
I
there's
was really bummed because it dragged out as always.
yeah. Well, the person you're talking to is pointing at the last like bowl of punch left. We have to finish that before we head out anywhere. It's like
Yeah.
those bottles. They can yeah, but punch never. And come on, the band is playing. We're not going
Oh
anywhere yet.
yeah.
There is like you notice this even though the higher functions of your eyes have been turned off since you're back home. You notice that people are looking at someone who is approaching, who is probably not part of the group. By the way, people are looking at them. Some stranger has entered the fray. You're a familiar face, so your corpo suit didn't bother, but someone entered the party area who shouldn't be here. What do you do?
Checks out and what's his or what's the person's like
In
walking style? What the clothing?
yeah, in
What's
modern
atmosphere?
terms, they would be some sort of hippie. Very loose clothing, very shaggy hair, some sort of like you'd reckon that there are some sort of religious necklaces and beads around their hands. They're male, maybe 30, maybe 40. Hard to say. A lot of beard, very like homeless looking, but walking with a very steady pace, not at all like drunk or confused. They're walking straight towards the group that you're part of.
Hello there. He gives a smile. Is it scraps for the scrap god? How's the evening been?
I'm sorry I can't understand you. I don't have a wire, but I was interested if I could have some food. If there's any scraps left,
Yeah,
I
mean,
would
hey, come
love
on.
them.
We got some still, right? This was a barbecue after all. Like
Yeah, there should be something in the grill.
technically.
Yeah, there should be something in the grill or near it.
All right, hey, let's head there. I hadn't actually grabbed myself anything either. Hey, so
Thank you. I assume we were heading somewhere nice, so thank you very much. It's a shame that you don't speak Danish. I don't I don't understand what you're saying, but thank you very much. And as you walk,
what did he say? He didn't speak. Like
you don't speak Danish.
okay.
Apparently, he's speaking Danish, and your wire is translating it nicely, but he's not getting what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Then I much more gesticulate and nod and eat bite, and then
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Would you like me to read a prayer for you? They
Be my guest.
grab one of the necklaces around their neck. His neck. It's apparent that he at least from the voice, and so it sounds like something between a mumble and maybe a poem. Your wire translates about half of the words, and what you get of it is like thank you and blessings and such. No, like, no understanding of what he's actually saying, but it sounds positive. And as he finishes, says, "Thank you. Can I have a sandwich, please?" And he takes a sandwich. Let's cut to Requiem's apartment, and it's not cozy. It's not communal. It's yeah.
It's a box. Sorry, it's a box.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a bit clinical looking, but she does have really nice gaming gear in there and
Yeah.
some knickknacks.
A cat.
Yes, a robotic cat. Doesn't look like a real one. So
Yep.
she wanted it to look like a robot. So
Yep.
she's got a cat that's called Megatron. So that's a cat.
Yeah.
And remind me from last session.
Yes.
I know my guild leader got in touch, and I need to call
Yeah.
someone else. What was the name of the third person? I can't remember.
Timber.
Timber. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
It was over getting Timber to join you in the next expansion, although you haven't yet done the current one to its bitter end, and it's sort of dividing the top players, and Foxman thought that you might be the person to persuade Timber to join, although
she's very aware she needs to make that phone call. So before she does that, she does procrastinate in her little kitchenette area. She'll procrastinate. She will feed the cat some microchips or whatever.
Yeah, it's
fake
like
food
this.
You give the robotic cat.
Yeah, it's this dispenser that you get these pellets from that the robotic cat actually eats. It uses it for fuel and stuff, but yeah, and it serves for the feeding purposes, of course. And Megatron, after getting fed, ignores you like cats do.
And she'll grab herself a soft drink, and then she will send a message request. So she won't send a message, but she'll send what used to be like a nudge, like
poke.
A poke.
Yeah.
It's she'll do that to Timber and kind of wait and see what happens. She's
you get response, and it's an address in the verse, which is basically an online virtual chat area, like virtual space where you can talk and buy stuff and procrastinate if needed endlessly. You can procrastinate there endlessly.
Okay. So she'll go to this space. She'll enter the chat room.
Yeah, before you enter, can you tell me what Requiem looks like in real life?
Yes. So Requiem is about 5'5", not very tall. She's very slim, kind of frail looking. Quite pale. Looks like she doesn't go out much. She's got blue green hair, and if you look closely, you can see blonde roots. And she's got very elaborate makeup on like this, and she's somewhere between 20 and 40. You can't really tell.
Yeah, and
So,
the reason
she's got
and the reason I'm asking this is because I what I actually want to know is, what does Requiem look like at this virtual space, the verse?
Oh,
because you can look like anything you want there. So,
ooh, interesting question. I think she still has blue green hair, but it's some sort of cyber elf situation. Taller, more toned, that kind of thing. Looks like some sort of fantasy warrior type deal.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
You entered the verse, and well, at the closest entrance to the coordinates that were given, or the address that was given, and it seems to be some sort of a nature area,
Okay.
like trees, beautiful clouds in the sky,
Mhm.
the sort of stuff that you see in documentaries, not in real life. Green grass, natural stuff.
That's nice.
Uh,
Okay.
and looking around, you see that, well, timber is like a bit further down the path,
Mhm.
and they have what looks like a canvas in front of them, and they're painting some.
Oh, okay. She'll head on over.
Yeah, timber is looking like very popular cartoon character who with that likeness would probably count as a copyright infringement if someone would catch timber
Yeah.
being there
Mhm.
of the rodent kind. And
Okay.
they look at you. Um, yeah, what's up?
Hi. So Foxman and I were wondering if you were thinking about getting the expansion.
So Foxman and you are thinking about getting the expansion. And
Well, well, yeah. I mean, we've done almost everything of the current game, and I mean, you're one of our best players, and it'd be a shame not to try it out.
they look like they're out of words, and there's actually some steam rising up from their head. Okay, let me get this straight. You want me to spend my salary for this month to get the expansion and like come toad around with you lot after the reason my salary is so low is I lost the contract from you, like because of you.
What, what did I do?
You, like the. I know that it's like we've been through this like 5 or 6 times, and I don't hold grudges. I really don't. I like. I'm okay with you working for the corp and having the luxury of life, but like, come on, I don't have the money to get the expansion. I don't have the gig. You have the gigs.
Well, it's hardly luxury, and it's really fucking hard and really traumatizing, actually. Thanks for asking, but sorry I asked, I
Like,
guess.
like, come on. You get to go to a nice office and do God knows what all day, and
You have
I
no idea.
like uh, they point at the canvas they're working on,
Mm.
and it's like keyframe for some animation. I'm doing manual labor here. I'm just like connecting the dots for some AI to process further. It's and I don't get paid nearly enough for this. I have to do this.
But
You get to have fun.
it's you have no idea what my job's like. You don't, and I'm not even allowed to talk about it. So just
Yeah.
let's just say it's a lot harder than you think. I'm not just sitting in an office. I'm really sorry. It's tough for you right now.
Are you crying?
No.
And they switch to well, more human-like avatar, like maybe some 30 something Caucasian male default avatar, but still it has more natural like facial features than a mouse. Is everything okay? Like, I'm sorry. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Really? I mean, like you were really happy about the job, and I have to say that it pissed me off, but you don't really like what's going on.
It's just very different from what I thought it was going to be, but
You want to talk about it?
I can't.
Okay. Like, why?
I signed something.
Oh, come on. You signed something, like that's gonna stop you. Just, I don't know. What's going on?
If I can swing it, I don't know if I can, but if I can, I don't know, pay for your upgrade, would you join us? I just really need something that's just fun and not my job to do.
Yeah.
You know?
I think this might be a good place for a role
Okay. Yes.
because it's sort of an important question, and well, I have to ask this, although I think I know the answer. Do you sort of go through the motions, or put normal effort to this, or try as hard as you can to get this done?
I think she'd try as hard as she could. I think she would.
Yeah. So
There's guilt here.
yeah.
There's guilt.
So 3d12 and pick the highest.
Really told the highest. Okay. 11.
11, yeah, so that's success with effort or success with overreaction. I think in this case it would be effort, and just like Timber is one of those people who would be totally too proud to accept anything from you, and it will actually take a lot of like also almost forcing it down their throat, or like paying it and not getting their permission to do it, just like
Yeah.
And yeah, so let's get back to the game level. And yeah, no, I can't accept. Really, it's too much. Like, if I haven't earned it, why should I get played?
It's not about that. What she's gonna do is once she's out of this chat,
Yeah.
she'll pay it.
Yeah, just like
Yeah. So she won't say it now.
Yeah.
Because I think she knows what he's like, but she'll just pay it at that point.
Yeah, this goes. The conversation goes on for a bit, and Timber just sort of expresses why they don't. It's like if you want to have something fun, you need to work to get it, and it would feel like cheating if you'd just get it for free and so on and so on. And after a while, like, it's clear that he won't be accepting it on fair terms. So once you're out, you pay it, and you get a very angry text message, sort of like lot of cursing. Timber is not one to spare curse words when things come to that, but begrudgingly accepts. And like he actually says that he owes you one, and knowing him, he'll probably do something to try to balance the books, just because that's like what he's like. So what's next?
I think she sent a message to Foxman. Just to be like, yeah, he'll give him a minute, but he'll join the expansion.
There's a short reply of just K. Okay. They're probably doing something just now, so it's just like acknowledging that you've sent them a message, but not spending any time to reply.
Yeah.
The corporate cube is cold and empty. Well, to be fair, Timber had a point. You could probably hack the wire so that it won't notice when you talk about things. It's not foolproof, but it's possible. You have the skills to do that.
Yeah, okay. Well, she won't do it right now, but she makes a note that if it ever comes to it, she'll. Yeah. She keeps that as a possibility, but for now. Also, it's a bit suspicious if she starts hacking, trying to hack at it, like a few hours after she signed an NDA. So.
Yep. But
she's aware of that.
You are quite certain that you can at least temporarily like turn it off, so you can have a conversation if you need to. Yeah. Do you have any other plans for this evening?
I think she would, when she paid for the account.
Yeah.
She would probably in the message be like, "Happy birthday," even though it's not his birthday. Anyway, yeah. Happy birthday, and then she would, after she sort of let him cool down, she would go into the game and be like, that's how she's trying to get him to be like, accept it, like, look how fun it is, and then she'd want a game.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Nova, you were trying to look into Blue Letter's ratings and stuff. How much effort are you putting into this? Are just just checking or actually like digging deep?
I'd probably at this point, since Sebastian hasn't, well, the whole situation with him hasn't panned out. This is probably my only source of any kind of relief or kind of like fun or anything interesting happening in my life. So I'd probably put quite a bit of effort into it.
Yeah. Neutral or driven in that case. So driven?
Yeah, I would say driven.
Yeah. Okay. So 3d12 and take the highest.
All right. That's an 8.
That's an 8. That would be success with effort or overreaction. So is this an all-nighter or yeah?
Probably an all-nighter. I'd go down the rabbit hole and kind of like, oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what you learn is that their ratings are going slightly down, but that seems to be a trend, like all across. It would appear that over the past half a year, all sort of streams that have a talking element to them have been steadily going down in popularity, and well, action streams have been more popular. So extreme sports, like any sort of reporting from any kind of field, be it operations, like medical operations or military operations, are gaining traction, and it would seem that in like there has been a lot of collaborations lately between these sort of more talkative streams, but it hasn't actually managed to mend the losses, and you have you as you go down this rabbit hole, you notice that your own streams have also been going down in popularity. You haven't really paid attention to it because you've been enjoying creating them, but now that you're looking at the numbers and comparing it to what was half a year ago, it's like, it should be going like this, and it's only slightly going up because this is terrible. And yeah, it's a bit stressful actually.
I'm definitely seeing the plateau in the ratings.
Yeah, like you should be going up, but you're not.
Yeah, the good old algorithm isn't on my side today.
Yeah,
I would probably try to make an impression on the Blue Letter, some kind of witty kind of greeting, and yeah, why not? I would agree.
yeah. I assume you have the wit to get something actually there, so I won't make you roll. Uh, it's probably like 3 a.m. when you send this.
I would assume that there's going to be a typo or something. There has to be some kind of like
Yeah,
that I kick myself for afterwards.
yeah. Is it a written message or a video message?
Oh, I would suppose it would probably, since we're doing sort of
Literally,
video,
yeah.
yeah. So I would some kind of like a video CV kind of thing, like, hey, this is why you want me.
Yeah, it's exactly the sort of video CV that you would do at 2 o'clock in the morning after a very stressful day at work. So the next day you watch it again. If you watch it again, it's going to be cringeworthy. But hey, it serves the purpose.
Right.
Yeah. Bravo. After the sandwich, the pilgrim thanks you again and goes eat it sitting on a barrel and watching the show. One of the
Before he goes away, Bravo would try to, with a kind of a broken Danish, try to ask him what's his faith. Er du kristen? Den knusne gnudes kyrke, sarkait.
Oh, thank you very much for trying. It's hard. Well, it's rare to see people who try to learn languages, beside the one they know. I follow the path of emptiness. I try to live in the day. I try to keep myself pure, and the pure is sort of directed with a nod to your eyes,
Ah.
and live in the material world as the material world is meant. Um, I could teach you if you are interested. I have some pamphlets, and he digs through his like rags, and there's like printed brochure of the road to emptiness. Uh, some sort of a religious action or something. Never heard of it before. Although you know that there are people who don't have the wire. It's rare to see them. It's even more rare to get to talk to them because they don't understand what you're saying most of the time. Um, yeah, so uh, read through and thank you for trying to talk to. And
Jeg tackar också.
they smile and like go eat their sandwich and listen to the music. They apparently the music is something that they're really digging into. It that's like head is nodding and so on. One of the people from the drinking group comes and taps you on the shoulder, and it's green. One of the locals that you actually know. You've spent time with her. You want to talk about it? Like
What?
not being able to talk about it. You want to talk about it?
I mean, it's those between the lines. Can't say, won't say, dude say. As I said, I fell for the switcheroo. Not that I would have probably had any options, but hey, it's
Yeah.
actually the less bad thing.
Okay.
Like the big thing, considering like it was like between having to do it the quick way, we as a team just had to do it the one way, which led just to like it wasn't great. Like afterwards, they thought it went all well. Like the project went all well, all things considered, but the um, circumstantial um, uh, repercussions, the auxiliary repercussions of the thing are like not ideal, not to my taste. Yeah. So no, can't really talk about it, and that's why I came here. So Green, what's new with you? Huh?
Oh, not much. I've been doing some gigs for actually Murha. I and points at the
What?
jacket. Yeah, I've been doing a couple of runs for them.
But didn't you have something like with the Scrappers Guild at one point, or was?
Yeah, but like those, it's all good and fun to have. Like it's one thing to have actual money, like being able to
Okay,
pay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like I can get by trading scrap, but come on,
Yeah.
you know
Sorry.
you
Yeah, yeah.
like
I know. Mm.
yeah, you know you actually
I'm
work
just a
for the
filthy.
corp.
I'm just a. Yeah. I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually work for the corp. I've just done some errands, like literal
Mm,
runs, getting stuff from place A to place B.
mm, yeah.
So like and they sort of lean over the grill, looking at the band, sort of trying to ignore you or not ignore you, just like not looking at you. How are things going, like with the family?
Uh, yeah. You know, the youngest. He. I don't think he remembers Sam anymore. It's been that long.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, Sam Sam was one of those who would have wanted for everything to continue after he was gone.
yeah. It's like we have many in the family, but it's like everyone is holding on to one corner and someone else is their own corner, and then it's like we are trying to keep keep each corner up, but it's not the same without him.
And I can imagine. I really miss him.
Mm,
Sorry,
yeah.
like I know you're much sort of in the like,
Mm,
but I miss him. I really do. I think a
yeah.
lot of us do. I like before you came, we were raising our glass to Sam, just like remembering the old time.
Mm, yeah, for the good times, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's like in one sense I feel bad for, like, okay, yeah, I was close to him, and it's like holding on this much longer to like the things about Sam, but when there are like people who are much more recently, like from the from our place, who's like taking the last exit, but it's felt just longer and heavier, I guess. I mean, wasn't there like from 3 months ago, those who in the crash, wasn't there like, so I think some of my nephew's friends or friend, I don't remember anymore actually, like also got himself unalived.
yeah, and like yeah, and it's damn unfair. Like wasn't something that couldn't have been fixed. Just ooh, hey, I know this song. Come on, let's go. And just
Yeah.
you see the like this has been getting too damn emotional. So now let's switch the
Yeah.
tone and just go somewhere, do something else. Moment in Green's eyes. I assume that Bravo isn't going to bed anytime soon either.
No.
Yeah. A Requiem, you said that you were logging in. You're muted.
Yes, indeed. She is logging in to the game.
Yeah. And as one would expect, Timber is there because come on, they just got the new expansion, so
yeah.
There's like you get a few messages from Timber like very annoyed and like you sense how frustrated they are that they can't really be angry with you, but they're still like you shouldn't have done this and this is like the worst thing ever and could you come and help me with this quest?
I think she'd respond something like, "It's all right. You owe me." She'll pick up. She'll ask for a favor later. Like, no one else needs to know. No one else in the guild needs to know.
Yeah. Good. Thanks. It helps me keep my face. Not be a beggar. So, have you had a chance to test this expansion already, or
Not yet. No.
because I have no idea what this flux stuff is, and it's everywhere in my inventory. Check yours. And there is apparently some sort of new mechanic that is implemented in the game with the new expansion that yeah, it's weird. But
okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything suspicious about it? From
Um,
my sort of tech background, is it suspicious or is it just like, oh, this is what they did?
yeah, it's like it's one of those like you get a new expansion, you get new mechanics. I don't know what you would classify as suspicious. It's quite typical in the way that
Oh, typical.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
it's typical in the way that there are hidden costs there. So it's like if you pay a bit more, you get replenished flux every like 2 minutes instead of 5 minutes, and it's like it's annoying, but like you can grind it just by doing the missions and playing the game. But if you want to skip the grind, you can just pay a bit more and you get it's one of those mechanics. You know, you've seen them in every game, but it's done in a way that is it's not like it feels like quite natural. So okay, so this works like this, and it the payment is actually hidden behind a couple of like steps, so you aren't actually paying for the flux, but you paying for something, and then you can do something, and then you can do something, and then you
okay, microtransactions.
oh yes,
okay.
oh yes,
yeah,
very much so. So and yeah.
Okay. No, I think she was looking for anything suspicious after she signed that NDA.
Yeah.
She's like, are they in the game as well? I think
Probably,
she's just
but
you know, I think that's where she was after. Well, she
yeah,
kind of rolls her eyes and
yeah,
just
nothing
starts playing.
suspicious like that. But you check, and it feels sort of reassuring that it's only the greed. It's not not like
Yeah.
corporate espionage.
Yeah. Good.
Foxman isn't online, and you are not sure if he's done any questing for the new expansion yet. Timber is thinking you maybe should start, like now that you're online, you should do a couple of quests and just get to know this new stuff a bit better.
She'd send a quick message to Foxman, but then start.
Yeah. And
But yeah, she would send one being like, "Oh hi, Timber and I are here."
Yeah, no
But
no
then start playing.
reply. Maybe they're doing something else or
Yeah.
busy or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it would seem that all of you get a not so good night's sleep today because everyone is
For
in
fun reasons.
yeah
For me.
for very very fun reasons or very
Mhm.
driven reasons for others.
Mhm.
As I said at the beginning, we're at downtime, so we have some bookkeeping to do. Let's go through those at this point. The corporate's profit is at 2, so I'm happy at 2, which means that I think no one had expense higher than 2.
No, mine was 2, so that's
Yeah.
really
Yeah, the corporation is happy with your efforts, so that means that the profit is at 2, and your stress does not go up from that fact. You don't have harm, you aren't downed, so you're well. Now, if any character has more stress than trauma,
I have more stress than trauma.
yeah, and actually you all have more stress than trauma, and this is something that I've tweaked a bit.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
To have that more stress than trauma bit there. You have the option, if you have more stress than trauma, which is all of you, to either get a new piece of cyberware to compensate for the fact that things are getting stressful, get new, better gear, make yourself better, or roll a d12. And if the roll is less than your current stress, you mark a new trauma. Nova, I think, has just one stress, so you
Yes.
can't roll under your stress, so you are safe. But the two of you, let's start with Bravo. You have
cyberware.
do cyberware. Okay,
Yeah.
upgrading. That's good. Is there any specific one that you would like? I think we've been talking about sensory upgrades.
Yeah.
Would it be the ears?
Like ears. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Which would.
yeah. Let's go through the specifics of the ears later, but just mark that you have enhanced hearing for your ears at the moment. That's good. And then Requiem, you have 2 stress, so if you roll a 1 on a d12, that would make another trauma, or would you rather take a cyberware?
I will roll.
Okay.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
roll. It's a 9.
It's a
so
9.
We're good.
Yeah. You've been through worse, literally.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
So do I clear my stress and the expense?
Not
Do
yet.
those go to 0?
That's at
Not
the
yet.
end.
Sure.
That's at the end. Let's go
No
through the
worries.
steps. If the mission was a success, the corporate's profit is less than 9, then I roll a d12 and I'll mute myself for a moment since I have to move a book. Go. This is another small tweak I've made. I have to roll. If the corporate rolls a result that's over the current profit, the corporate adds 1 profit. I rolled a 2, so the corporation actually isn't getting any more profitable. You are stuck at 2 for the moment. Now, every player rolls a d12 because the mission was a success.
12.
5.
4.
Okay. Reduce your stress by that amount to a maximum of 0. So
Yay.
like minimum of 0. So there, if you're really
Nice.
stressed, you might still be stressed after a mission, but a successful mission. Failed mission doesn't clear your stress, which is of course a not so nice thing. They start piling up. Then clear all marked cyberware. You used your cyberware in the mission. Clear the little squares behind.
And used equipments.
Yes, all equipment as well. And reset the expense. And any character with 2 or more cyberware rolls a d12. This actually probably should be before taking the cyberware, but yeah, let's do it here. Roll a d12 if you have 2 or more.
D12. 6.
Okay, you are managing your payments for the cyberware, so everything is dandy. You can still pay your bills. And any player character with 2 or more trauma. I don't think anyone has 2 or more trauma. No. Good. That means that we have gone through the bookkeeping phase of the downtime. And it's is there anything you'd I'll put this thought in your mind and then I'll go through you. Is there anything in the next few days/weeks that you would like to focus on? And we'll play a scene or 2 from that. Starting with Requiem because you opened your mouth.
Well, I think unless she was called into work, she would be grinding that new expansion. Like playing until 4 a.m., sleeping during the day, getting back on it. That's what she would be doing if she wasn't working.
Yeah, you have normal work, but there is nothing really stressful or like high intensity stuff happening in the next few days/weeks. So that's why I'm asking this. Spending all your free time online.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Like getting annoyed if she has to order food. That level of like.
Actually, do you make it convenient for yourself and have a scheduled food delivery? Like, are you sinking to that level of just like getting stuff delivered daily?
Yeah.
Just.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's probably like fuel versus actually nice food. She's just like just whatever.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter right now.
Okay, that's good to know. Nova.
Healthy lifestyle choices.
Of course, we're all gamers here. We know it's very healthy.
Yeah.
Nova.
Yeah, I'd probably be researching just the kind of the style of Blue Letter and kind of like what kind of guests they've had, how they act, what the dynamic is between Blue Letter and the guests and so on. Kind of like trying to fit in there, bring my own energy to it.
Yeah, so focusing fully on this gig thing or this possible collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very good way to keep your mind off Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bravo, what's your plan for the few next
He'd
days?
he'd be 50-50 between helping Graham with things, keeping an eye on his nieces and nephews and things, and then the other half he's in his little uh, cupboard under the stairs with his little handicraft and doing his small things, mechanical gadgets and widgets and those things.
Yeah. So just daily life, no like especially ambitious project going on.
No, not currently.
Yeah. Requiem, it starts to become apparent that Foxman is dividing his attention. Although he was the
Okay.
one who was calling for the new expansion,
Mm-hmm.
he is not putting his full effort to it. He's
Okay.
missing about like 30% of the like stuff you're doing. He
Mm-hmm.
is that they are actually like very precise in the way that they don't miss any of the critical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but like they're missing on the grind
Mm-hmm.
and compensating by paying. So they're just
Okay.
skipping some of the boring stuff and then coming when you do the fun stuff. Say, is but
Mm-hmm.
they're not pulling their weight.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, she hates confrontation. I think she would maybe send a message of being like, "Hi, I've noticed you're not on as much as you used to be. Everything okay?" She'd approach it that way.
Yeah. I think you get I've been just busy, nothing to worry about. Everything's okay. Like that sort of non-response
Mm,
that you get from someone who probably has something going on.
okay. Mm, she's going to be like, she's not good at this, so she will say, "Well, some people feel like you're not pulling your weight yet, like you used to." She's gonna send that,
Yeah.
and then she's gonna say, if there is something bothering you, we can talk about it.
Give me a roll,
God.
3d12, and this is probably like the sort of a chill because you're not really putting all that much
Mhm.
effort into this. So take the lowest.
The
The
lowest.
lowest.
A 1.
A 1. Well, that would be a failure, a partial
Yep.
success, or a success with a cost. I think this is a plain old failure. Like you get some dodgy responses, and it
Mhm.
doesn't go like you they're avoiding all questions, and it's
Yeah.
like if you keep on pushing, it would just make it like so it you're not getting anything out of
Hmm.
your guild leader, but it's clearly weighing on. Timber hasn't said anything, but
Hmm.
you notice that there's this spikiness in the way Timber talks to Foxman. Like there's little
Yeah.
annoyance, like small over the like during the times when you are grinding, it's really fun. And during the times when you are in the like really difficult places where everyone has to pull their weight, it's really fun. But there's that
Hmm.
20% where things aren't hard, and Foxman is there, and like it's a bit uneasy during those times, but otherwise
Yeah.
it's great. But there's this little
Okay.
trouble in paradise, so to say.
Okay.
And
Well,
yeah,
she's gonna let it be for now, but she's gonna keep an eye on it because if she feels like if she pushes now, it's gonna go wrong.
yeah,
So yeah, she's gonna let it breathe, but she has a feeling she's gonna have to deal with that later. And she's very annoyed. She's very, very annoyed at this because she's like, this is my time off. This should be fun.
yeah,
Yet it's not.
yeah. It's like, and there is like you forget this in the moments when it's high intensity, and then there like every evening there is that one point where like
Yeah.
it cracks, and if it's at the end of the evening, that's the worst. But if it's somewhere in the
Yeah.
start or in the middle, then the end is fun. Yeah, there's this chink in the armor. No, but blue letter is pretty much a perfect match for your style, and this might be a good place to talk about your stream a bit. Like, what is your style? Because I don't want to step on your toes with that.
Right, right. So it's kind of like edutainment in terms of like normally it's edutainment that covers literary theory, just like basic stuff. It doesn't delve too much into like
Oh no.
writing tips in a kind of a fun way.
Oh yeah, yeah. We had a small glitch, but I think we heard everything you were saying. Yeah, edutainment and in an entertaining way.
Yeah, but perhaps
Yeah.
less pointed than the blue letter.
Yeah, blue letter. Do you have any political leanings in your stream, or is it like purely sanitized version?
I would say that it probably used to. It probably used to have more sort of a liberal, left-leaning bent to it, and then the more so the more Nova has worked for Murha and other kinds of like corporations of a similar nature, the more that has kind of been diluted, made it safer, made it more sort of sanitized.
Yeah, I'd say that blue still has that edge, although like you did your research. Blue is very much sponsored by a couple of corporations, so like how much of that like anti-corporate message that Blue is spouting is like like real and how much it's fabricated, but that the message is very pointed, and whereas you have this entertainment, pop culture, edutainment angle going on, Blue has like this sensationalism and going for the throat, kind of like, why is this thing bad, kind of a way of analyzing things. And it would actually like, you think that having your sort of calm, moderate, fun way combined with Blue's aggressiveness, it could actually be a really good match. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like a buddy cop
yeah, like good,
team up.
yeah, good cop, bad cop. The big question is, what are you going to be talking about? And like, Blue replied quite quickly and asks this question, like, what should we be talking about to get viewers? Because it's not easy. People don't read that much.
I'd probably go for some for a book that's been very divisive, maybe even been banned by certain or tried to be banned by certain people. Something that really gets the blood going on all different sides, whether you're for it, against it, in different. Everyone has an opinion on it.
Topics that come to mind are, of course, politics, religion, and well, that's about it. Human rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of maybe a book that's very divisive at the moment. So something that's, let's say, kind of like in our real life. At the moment, if an advertising campaign gets a lot of people angry online for its so-called political leanings, then maybe kind of we could go for that.
Yeah.
Stir the pot.
Yeah, so stirring the pot of whatever is hot at the moment. And well, the sad fact is that there doesn't seem to be anything going on. It's like all the drama is about some, people on feeds doing stupid things and speaking the wrong way. Literature isn't just at this moment being a dividing factor. And like, as you're grappling with this, there is suddenly a very loud uproar about the memoirs of a former Murha executive. So one of Murha's like old bosses, and like it's one of those autobiographies of like how I made Murha into what it was, and how it's now a complete waste of its proud past type of books. And well, frankly, it's one that is getting a lot of attention from corpos. It's getting a lot of attention from everyone who hates corpos. And yeah, it would be a perfect book, but you can see some potential problems there.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to weigh how can I talk about this without kind of like wishy-washy, but also pointed at the same time, without sort of bad-mouthing the corporation too much, without breaking the NDA. Is there any way I can sort of like skirt that, like ride that line?
Who would you ask for guidance at this sort of?
I would say I'd probably have a friend, Becca, who's also an author, a budding author. I would say that she's probably better at PR than I am, and sort of like keeping good relations with other people in the network.
So you contact Becca. She replies, "Want to meet?"
Sure. Want to grab a beer somewhere?
Sure. And they send you an address. It's actually, well, you've been there recently. It's the Thai food place right next to Sebastian's.
Right. Okay. I kind of like I think about the last time I saw Sebastian and hesitate but reply. Okay, sounds good.
Yep. Lunch.
Yep, lunch.
Yep.
I can do lunch.
And by lunch, she means beers. She is an author.
Yeah, liquid lunch.
Yeah, she has no set schedule, which is probably nice. Yeah. Bravo. Your little hidey hole under the stairs is nice and comfortable, and it sounds amazing. This is the first time you've experienced this place through your new ears. They are fully active because it's going, like, the software is going through a like adjustment period. So even though you are not at work, you still get the benefits of the full range of hearing that these provide.
It filters out the bad sounds, the annoying background frequencies, and the children screaming. That's like when he's here, he can filter out that
Yeah.
one.
And you can still hear the building sort of breathing and moving, and it's and there's this, you don't remember having the same feeling when you got your eyes, but your wire is connected to your ears in a way that allows a central processing unit in your, like, in you to actually make sense of what you are hearing. And, like, the freaky thing is that if you hear a sound, you can replay it. If you hear someone talking, you can get like a text transcript of what they said. Even though it's just sound, the way sound bounces off walls allows you to have a more clear image of your surroundings. And it's a bit overwhelming.
He tries to turn off all the lights and switches off like the extra things from his eyes, just to like try to process the room just from sounds. How good of a passive sonar, and like see or like process it through sound alone.
It's not exactly an image that you see, it's an image that you hear, but you have very accurate idea of where everything is and like how everything relates to each other, even though they're not in front of you. Things that are behind you, you can feel or hear them.
Yeah, and I assume he also like feels like the direction much more clearly.
Yes.
It's just not something happens behind my back. It's in that direction exactly.
Yeah, and the first time you try walking, it's like you fall down. It's your sense of balance is tied to your ears, so now that's calibrated differently. So the first steps you take while doing this, you just fumble, but you get used to it really fast. The body adapts, the wire adapts to this, and it's hard. It's really hard to think how limited your hearing has been before, because now it feels like this is the way, so to speak. Requiem.
Yes.
There is a sound you haven't really heard in a long while. It's the doorbell. Someone's at your door.
Oh,
physically.
okay. Okay, she's a bit unnerved, but she'll. I'm guessing she's gaming, so she'll.
Nothing
so,
critical. It's
just to pause AFK.
yeah.
And she'll go answer the door.
Yeah, you quickly look who is behind it, and there is one of the people from the same cubicle area or the same cube area as Hugh.
Yeah.
Someone who lives here.
Okay, so I recognize them,
Yeah,
but I don't.
you've
see them,
seen
yeah.
them in the hallway a few times.
Okay. Hello.
Hi. They're a woman, maybe in their 40s. I'm sorry. I seem to have locked myself out of my apartment. Can I? Can you help?
Yeah, sure. I've done that so many times. Just wait here a second, and she'll get her hacking board thing.
Yeah.
And she'll go and. I'm guessing the lock is.
It's electronic,
computerized.
yeah.
So yeah.
And it
So
you
I'll go and help her.
Yeah, you quickly put one and one together. She's probably seen you with that hacking board somewhere.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
It's not a huge secret that you do what you do, because you've been paid to do it. But like, yeah, I'm really sorry. Yeah, I live right down the corridor and to the left. I'm sorry. I'm such a klutz.
I
just
don't worry. I mean, I've hacked into my own place so many times, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't know who else to ask. I don't really know that many people from here, and I don't even really know you. One important question about Requiem is, what language do you speak, like, naturally?
I think it's what would be English.
Yeah,
That's
so English. Yeah, I'm Claire. This is important.
Hi.
Yeah, this is important because if
they have a real name.
Yeah, that's their real name, and it's unfiltered through the communications. Yeah, I'm Claire.
Hi, I'm Requiem.
Really nice to meet you. I haven't really gotten to know anyone here. Yeah, sorry about all this. And you walk down the hall and to the left, and it's the second door, and yeah, as clear as day, it's locked, and yeah, it's locked, and it's locked in a way that they probably didn't have their key when they went out. So
I will do what I do.
Yep. Just
Tab.
yeah, just a quick hack, and the door
Mhm.
opens, and it's another cube just like yours, except it's filled with luxury items. It's
Oh.
like furnished with furs, maybe. It's like there's this is not the room of some random person.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
yeah
someone.
this is someone up the ladder. Thanks so much. If there's like here let me make it up for you. And they pass you a sizable tip, just like
Thank you.
an amount of money
Thank
that
you.
pretty much like it's more than the expansion cost.
Yeah.
Just like
Y-
thanks, Requiem. It's nice to have someone here who helps. You want to come in?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. You've got a really nice place.
Oh, thanks. I got some stuff imported here. It's well, as said, I haven't been here for that long. It's
How
everything is a bit of a mess.
how come you're on this floor? It just looks like you
Ah,
should probably be on the higher floors.
mhm. Well,
Sorry if it was an awkward question. It was
um,
just
well,
curious.
I'm from internal audit, so I'm doing a bit of an internal research. So I can't be up there because I have to be down here. And
Ah,
with that, would you mind signing the NDA? And then they toss you, and
I'm like
it's a
another.
standard one. Nothing fancy about it, but just
Yeah,
like yeah,
she'll scan it this time,
yeah,
but she's like, ah,
yeah. It's
and she
basically
signs it.
just saying that you can't talk personal details about this person.
Hmm. Got you.
Yeah. Would you like some
Yeah,
wine?
now I get it. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They go and open a bottle and pour it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Nova. Becca is shaking her head like. So you're thinking of talking against the corpo, like Murha, and not talking against it at the same time, and or have I completely missed the train of thought you're going with?
Sorry, it cut out for me for a bit there.
Yeah. So you're with Becca.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did I understand correctly that you are actually trying to talk against the corporation and not talk against the corporate? What's your plan here?
Well, I mean, okay. Have you written anything in this style since you wrote Down to the Wire Cyber Hustle Culture Exposed? I mean, you were kind of like riding the line there yourself, maybe a little bit more pointed than I was, but you managed to keep good relations with your publisher, with the scene in general. How do you do it? Like, yeah.
You really want to know how to do it? Contact the lawyers
Oh,
and
that sounds
sell
expensive.
out. Yeah, like just send like forewarning of what you're doing. The corporations love this stuff. They want controversy. So
So
yeah,
so basically, as long as I let them know I'm like they're in the loop,
yeah,
I'm on their side. This is kind of manufactured outrage to promote them. I like it.
exactly.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah.
Why not? Yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
and like back then I was actually getting like 3 or 4 different corporations to sign my bills because I
Oh,
was
wow.
talking like bad stuff behind their backs. Well, behind their backs.
Right.
So yeah.
Do you think there, if I let them know ahead of time, there could be some well, okay. I'm gonna try and skirt around out of character. I'm gonna try and skirt around talking about the NDA by using kind of like what is the equivalent of like TikTok slang these days to like avoid angering the
Oh,
algorithm. So, kind of like using different spellings or incorrect spellings. I kind of like maybe I call the NDA the 1441,
yeah,
based on like the number of alphabet.
yeah,
So
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think I should let them know, and do you think they loosen their grip on the 1441?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Definitely let them know. I mean, if well, it's their it's their stuff. They can look through the fingers if necessary. Uh, I'd ask.
Right. Yeah.
Frankly, I'd ask if you have such like sword hanging above your head, then ask. Don't take
Yeah.
risks.
That
Like
makes sense.
the worst
Plus,
thing you
I'd
can do
know.
is
Yeah.
mess it up. You
Yeah.
you don't
Plus,
you don't want.
I'd get an idea of what might be something slightly controversial that they're willing to let slip, but that I don't reveal like their biggest secrets.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
their biggest secrets.
Well,
You see the
hey,
reporter in
1441.
yeah in Becca's eyes like just gleam of yeah
Yeah.
this. Oh
Right,
well,
yeah,
yeah.
I've got the nuclear codes now. No, just kidding. I'd say that just just hypothetically, in case I run into something I shouldn't have, it's good to know what I can talk about. But again, it's talking with you, Bex. It's always a pleasure. You kind of like make me realize things I probably would have realized if I just thought about them a little bit more. But you kind of have
Yeah,
that effect on me. So
it's
thank
easy
you.
to just like spitball around. Speaking of balls, how's Seb?
Wow, you just out and said it. Okay, well, not it's not the best. He sent me his key card.
Oh, oh, sorry. I was sort of assuming that things. Oh, sorry. I really
That's
messed
fine.
up there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No. It's good to talk about it. I've kind of been trying to skirt the issue, keep myself busy, and so on.
Oh,
Um,
oh, oh man. I'm really sorry.
no, hey, thanks. It's fine. I mean, it was kind of going that way anyway, so I guess I just don't have time for the people in my life. Well, I mean, I'm here with you, but
Yeah,
maybe
I
not
was
enough.
just gonna comment. If you have time for me, then just like walk over there. She points at the door
E-
and talk. You tried talking.
Oh, it's
You know the thing that
it's
we do.
yeah. It's different though for you and me. But I guess I could try. I could try, but I thought the key card thing was kind of a clear signal that we're done talking. But
Have
I guess is
you
that
tried
your,
talking,
okay? Yeah, you
Cobra?
make a good point.
Have
Yeah.
you tried talking to the man?
Okay, you make it sound kind of ridiculous now that you actually say it out loud, but yeah, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I suppose. What do I say in a situation like this?
Do you want me to, be your Cyrano
Give
the
me a script. Yeah,
Bergerac?
that would be great.
Yeah.
Could you give me like a note?
Yeah, one moment, and she passes you some like $5 book about basics of communications. Read that. Just
Oh,
fine.
there's a flow chart. This is excellent.
Oh yeah, you do you. Yeah. Let
Alright,
me
I
know how it
promise you.
goes, and she
I promise you, the next time we talk, I'll have said maybe 5+ words to say.
good.
All right.
Good.
Okay. Thanks, Bex.
Bravo. There's a message.
What does it say?
It's from corporate. You're on like you're home. It's not your work hours. It's like an analysis of a potential threat that is targeting your boss, Mikael Starr, and according to this analysis, it's like 5 pages long, and that's the summary. The threat is credible and imminent. It doesn't specify what the threat is, but it is apparently something that is very dangerous to Mikael's life, and yeah, it requires your presence tomorrow, first thing in the morning, at meeting room 8 of floor 65.
Does who sent this threat analysis?
It seems to have been an automated message coming from like some sort of corporate threat analysis system, and it's directed to the security team of Mikael Starr. So it seems that your boss is under some sort of threat, and whatever AI algorithm has been processing things has decided that it is credible enough to notify you because you are part of, apparently, Mr. Starr's security team.
The message says first thing in the morning.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock at what was it? Meeting room 8, floor 3. I don't remember anymore. But yeah, fine.
He immediately messages his two teammates and asked them, "Did you have gotten this recently from higher up?"
Checking your messages. Yeah, you have both received a similar message. It's like it's not sent at a high priority because it's an automated message. So because you've been like on off duty, it hasn't immediately notified you. But yes, there is a similar message to both of you.
Okay, it says 8. We are there 7 or something. We might want like brainstorm and think through and see while we get whatever is coming for this, right? An hour extra could serve our as
Requiem
later.
groans, but then goes, okay, see you at 7. And then I'm guessing she's still having wine with her new neighbor, but yeah. She makes note. But she doesn't read the blurb thing.
Yeah.
Nova?
No, but You've just like risen from the lunch table, or well, it was probably a late lunch, brunch, whatever.
Right. I text back. Okay, yeah, sounds good. I guess an hour is enough, and I walk towards Sebastian's door, ready to buzz it.
Yeah, you take one of those deep breaths, and let's call it for this evening. And continue next time. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for playing. We'll see you hopefully in a couple of weeks. It's been a longer break for us because it's been winter. Winter is unpredictable, but hopefully in a couple of weeks continue with this. Bye everyone.